And continuing our coverage with no end to the shutdown in sight, craft breweries in Maine who sell beer out of state are starting to get worried.
Yeah, right now, the federal agency that issues licenses, permits, and other approvals to brewers, for the most part, that's still shut down. CBS 13's Brad Rogers is joining us live.
And Brad, without those federal approvals, it puts many breweries in a real bind.
Yeah, right, Stephanie. You know, any beer that's already okayed by the feds can still be sold across state lines. But if brewers introduce a new beer or even a new label, as they often do, those beers cannot be sold out of state without federal approval. For Sebago Brewing Company and other breweries, the timing of this government shutdown couldn't be worse. The holiday season is when many introduce new craft beers, but right now the federal office that approves those beers is closed.
We do have some new beers coming, we have some license changes, so I'm a little concerned that it's going to be a longer process.
Sebago Brewing co-founder Kai Adams says without those federal licenses and permits, they won't be able to sell their new beers or beers with new labels across state lines.
It's absolutely important for us to be able to utilize the TTB.
The TTB is the Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau. Prior to the federal shutdown, the agency posted the TTB has suspended most operations. Applications for permits, new formulas, and export certificates will not be reviewed or processed until funding operations are restored.
We're concerned about the potential timeline and the impact to small businesses here in Maine.
Sarah Bryan heads the Maine Brewers Guild. She says local breweries will still be able to sell new products in Maine, which only requires state approval. It's the ones selling beer out of state who will be hurt the most by the shutdown.
These are new beers, so this pertains to formula approval and label approval. So let's say I want to make a seasonal pumpkin ale and I want to sell it in Maine and throughout New England. I no longer have the ability to do so.
Even when the federal government does reopen, it's likely there will be delays in breweries getting the licensing and permits they need.
We've gone through this before in other government shutdowns, and the challenge is when they reopen that there's a backlog.
Now, breweries who are applying for federal loans are also impacted by the shutdown. Right now, the federal government is not taking and processing any loan applications. However, breweries are still required to keep making tax payments during the shutdown. We're live in Portland. Brad Rogers, CBS 13 News. Greg?
All right, Brad, thank you.